So we'll be looking at two generations of Roidmi stick vacuums, the F8 and the NEX Storm. At first glance, these two products look similar, but there are some important differences you need to know about, as you'll see later on in this video. Both of these vacuums are funded through a Kickstarter campaign, and the F8 has been widely successful. As of this recording, the NEX isn't available in retail stores just yet, but will be soon. Please check the links below for the latest pricing and the full review. The F8 is an excellent product that performs almost as well as the Dyson V8, but it had some flaws that the NEX has since addressed. Is the new NEX better than its predecessor? We'll find out that and more, so let's get started. F8 and NEX Storm has the same outer structure and design. Both use a looping handle that extends to the back with two buttons, an on-off switch, and another button to adjust suction, though you can use the power button as well to adjust the airflow setting. The NEX has 3 suction settings. The F8 only has 2. Both products come with almost the same set of attachments. These include the combo crevice and brush tool, mini turbo brush, flexible hose, main nozzle with 2 brush roll options, a soft roller for hard floor, and a combo brush for carpets and rugs. The NEX though has a mop attachment that the F8 does not have. Take note that you can use the tools of the F8 on the NEX and the other way around, but the mop attachment of the NEX is not compatible with the F8. If you look at Amazon, the F8 has 2 options, a deluxe set where you can get all the tools I mentioned, or the economy set which is cheaper but without the flexible hose. Now let's move on how these vacuums stack up against one another. First, let's look at how much power these vacuums have. To measure this, I used an anemometer at the 1 to measure airflow. The F8 has similar airflow with the NEX with 23 CFM, but the F8 has more power at max with 45 CFM compared to the NEX's 42 CFM. Remember that these tests do have a margin for error, so take it with some grain of salt. Next, we'll look at battery life. The NEX will run much longer than the F8. I clocked the NEX at over 61 minutes in the default setting, 29 minutes at medium, and a little over 12 minutes at the max. The F8 ran for around 47 minutes in the default setting and 9 minutes at max. Comparing the noise level, the F8 produces more noise than the NEX, especially at the highest setting where it taps out at 80.3 decibels. The NEX produces slightly less noise at 76.7 decibels. Both vacuums can hold up to 0.4 liters of dirt, but there are some differences with the dust cup design. The F8's bin has a door at the bottom, while the NEX does not. To empty the NEX bin, you'll need to twist the cap on top. As for cleaning performance, these two vacuums perform exceptionally well when cleaning surface dirt. Both are able to pick up small to medium-sized debris on hard floors and carpet. However, there are some issues with cleaning large stuff like Cheerios, as the narrow pathway will clog up. Here are some recordings of the cleaning tests I did on both vacuums. F8 surprisingly did better than the NEX when it comes to deep cleaning low-pile carpet. I did 2 rounds of tests where I embed 30 grams of coffee grounds on low-pile carpet. The F8 was able to pick up an average of 83.8%, while the NEX was at 76.8%. I think the results are pretty consistent with the airflow test I did where the F8 scored higher than the NEX. To wrap up, the NEX and F8 are equally good cordless stick vacuums that will get the job done. Aside from the hiccup where it had trouble picking up a large stack of Cheerios, both vacuums perform very well. Choosing between the two will boil down to priorities. If you want something that will run longer and a little less noisy, go with the NEX. But if you don't mind the shorter runtime and not having the mop, the F8 is an excellent option that will clean as well as the NEX and does a better job at deep cleaning carpet. If you find this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and hit that bell icon to get notified for future updates.